Hey students, well, we are totally into looping structures, right? You've been looking at for loops and the while loop, the do while loop, and trying to figure out, what are the differences between all of these types of looping structures. This week, in week 8, we're going to be doing some nested loops as well. And you will want to finish off your exercises, do a quiz for lessons 13 and 14. Look at the nested loop type of thing, and then study your notes, and through lessons 9 through 14, and then go ahead and take your test for this particular unit, and we can move on into the next unit, which would be week 9, unit 3, an introduction to things. So in any case, hopefully you're getting a grasp of this and realize the importance of this for loop. For loop is used quite frequently. Just remember that you use the keyword for, and in parentheses you have the initialization, and then you have, so you can initialize a value, a variable in there, or not, or use an external variable, but give it a certain value. And then the middle part of the for loop inside the parentheses would be the arguments. That's basically what you're testing against. That's kind of the control of the looping structure is handed right there. And then the final argument would be the iteration, defining as to how many times you go through this looping structure. It could be infinite if you wanted it to, or you can actually, and that's where we use a pre-increment and post-increment numbers. This is very, very common, this for loop. It's like where you use what we call like a control variable. Like a control variable could be I, and give it a value, and you control how many times something is actually done, how much code block is actually executed. So anyway, this looping structure is really, really powerful in terms of programming. Understand also the difference between the while loop and the do while loop. Essentially the while loop, it just comes down to when the test is being done. So if it's being done up front, then you use the while loop, and if it's being done at the bottom, then you use the do while loop. So don't be too scared about this. Just make sure that you go through the material, have a pretty good grasp or understanding of what's happening, and I'll be looking forward to your work this last weekend and this week. I'm sorry I've gotten this this video announcement out to you a little bit later, but I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have come up with. And then we'll get into our next unit next week. So until then.